white, middle-aged, balding geezers from South London that support Millwall. The cab trade's racist. They won't go south of the river. Shut up, you whack. He went, no, actually better than that. He went, open the door, mate. He went, I need to be sick. I went, no. I went, just be sick in the back of the cab, mate. I said, you've done it twice. Like the arseholes get chirpy towards the end of the destination because they think, oh, I'll go have a rag, just going to get kicked out. I ain't got to pay the cab. No. I'll drive you back all the way where I picked you up from. And she's just started wanking him off. So I thought, right, I need to keep an eye on this. So I turned the light on in the back. Please, whatever you do, do not spill any of your beans on my carpet.
Just a quick one. I want to thank our main sponsors, Bauer Security. They're a UK-based security firm that cover the entertainment, industrial, corporate and construction industries. I'm going to leave the links to their Instagram and their website below in the description so you can contact them direct. You can also find my own social media platforms down there too. And if you've got this far and you haven't yet liked and subscribed to the channel, can I ask that you do so? It takes 2 seconds, costs nothing, and it helps us improve the experience for the guests and for those at home watching. Thanks again. Your support is greatly appreciated, and I hope you enjoy this one. Aaron, thanks for coming on, mate.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you. Crazy Ginger Cabbie.
Yep.
Social media personality. You've turned your hand to comedy.
Yep.
And you're well known for driving black cabs.
Yep.
And you've got a great character, great personality. You've got a good following. And before we go back to the beginning, find out where you're from.
Yep.
The usual, because we have to get a feel of who you are so they can
feel sorry if you're or not.
Yeah.
Privileged or not.
Yeah. We need to know your backstory. But just off the bat, why should people of the UK, when they're in London, not reach for the app, the Uber app?
Yep.
Why should they flag down a black cab or queue up and go with a black cab over Uber?
Various reasons why. One more so than others is that I find the black cabs are, we as a trade, as an industry, are one of the last sort of iconic stalwarts of London. And what represents London is the iconic London black cab. And knowledge can't be beaten. We are, like they say, the cream always rises to the top. We are the elite of the elite. Cab drivers, men, women, there's no bias towards it. Anyone can become a black cab driver. Everyone's got to go through the same process. And I call it, you earn the right. So as soon as you're in that cab and you pull into London, 6 square mile radius, you've earned the right to perform a duty for the general public to get them from A to B in the quickest possible route and the cheapest, even though people might think that we're really, really expensive. But what you're getting into is an experience as well. And I find that in the modern world where everything's so easy to be able to order things on your phone, like food, cab, money, move everything via your phone, I think there's nothing better than being able to stick your arm out, dislocate your shoulder, get into a black cab and get taken from A to B in the quickest route.
Do you think black cabs are on their way out? Or is there potential for them to become extinct?
I think the powers that be, are trying to do that. You can't just get rid of the black cab industry, I don't think. I think there's something within government that we have to be there. We've been around longer than America's independence, so that shows you how long that the black cab industry has actually been around. And when the other firm, I won't say their name, you can, when the other firm rolled into town, like they did all around the whole world, they destabilised the whole market of the like various cab trades. So even in New York, the medallion of a yellow cab driver used to be like, I don't know, $1 million. Now it's only worth about $200,000 dollars. They've rolled into London. They've done predatory pricing. They've tried to, obviously they got big investors, huge fucking investors. What people need to understand is that with regards to using them, if the black cab industry was to become obsolete and like no more, your minicab app that you use that would normally cost you £4 or £5, because there's no competition, they've got the monopoly of the market, one day it could cost you £25. And then you get these fucking divs in Shoreditch with their fucking hats that don't fit their head. They'll be like, oh, where's the black cabs? Why can't we get a black cab? Well, you promote modern day slave labour. So the minicab drivers that are ferrying you round in their Prius for £3 or £4, they got to take out their tax, their insurance, their fees to their employer and whatever, but you don't really give a fuck about that because you're spending £3 while you spent £45 on a fucking cheese plant in Shoreditch and a £7 coffee. So these people that go down the route of that, I fuck them. They're not, the people that use them don't use us. People that use black cabs realise what we represent. The people that truly appreciate, in my opinion, black cabs are the older generation and people over the age of 35, 40, I would say. It's not an older generation, but you know what I'm saying. And tourists. People that come from America don't want to get in one of their cars. They want to get in a black cab because they know what we've done to become who we are, in my opinion.
Well, for me, I mean, I go to London regularly, but I have a bit of a rule that I will not get the underground unless it is it's miles and miles and miles and miles.
I understand.
Not just part of the fun, but part of, for me, paying my respects to you guys is I'm getting off of Victoria and I'm getting in a black cab. No matter where I'm going, I'm not getting on the underground. I'm not having all that wind and dust and shit and piss blowing in my face for starters. And I want to get into a cab with a geezer or a woman. Should it be a woman that's driving? And I want to have a chat with them. How you doing? How you been? Where's the best pie and mash shop? Where do you recommend? What's happening? Who's protesting today? I want to get a feel and a buzz. Because
our ears are to the ground and we see it on a daily basis of what's going on. And I see this quote in the past. It said the people that should run a country are like hairdressers and cab drivers. Because the amount of people, the different people that you get in your chair or in the back of your cab, you get all kinds of, you get politicians in, you get all walks of life get in the back of your cab. And sometimes you're like a counsellor for some people as well. Because sometimes people are having a bit of a bad day and then you can break the ice with them because they're chances are they're never going to see you again. They can let loose about something that's gone on at work, their home life, anything to do with them gets it off their chest for a bit and you feel that you've done your bit. So I find that our trade has so many pluses to it. Yet again, what we represent is more than just a transport service. We're more than just a get you from A to B type thing. So we've earned the right. So when I say we've earned the right, we've learned the knowledge for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You can never fail the knowledge. You can only quit. Once you're on the knowledge and you're doing the knowledge, once you passed out, you might have got yourself into thousands of pounds worth of debt. You might have lost your marriage. You might have lost your kids. People, the general public, don't give a fuck.
Can you go further into the knowledge? It's the knowledge test because you've got to qualify to become a black cab driver. And there'll be people out there like we all do. We take everything for granted. There's a black cab. Let me jump in there. Take me to X, Y, and Z. You go, no problem, Kushti, and take them there. But just rattle off the knowledge test so people will have a real good idea as to what you've actually got to do to get the job in the first place.
So you have to apply to go onto the knowledge. You then have like basically a standard CRB check on you to make sure that they've been done for any untoward, that you've got a clean criminal background. Some people get through the net and whatnot, but you go through that costs money, a few £100. You then do called a map test. But before that, you have to do the knowledge, which with regards to, you got to do 320 runs that take you from east to west, west to east, north, south, and all over London, 6 square mile radius from north, south, east, west, and everything in between. You then learn they're called beginners points. So you should really, like the big beginners points like Madame Tussauds, Tower of London, the big stations, Euston, King's Cross, St Pancras, Paddington, etc. So once you've got around about 1,000 to 1,500 beginners points, you've been putting for your map test. The map test is, yet again, is when I first done it, I think it was like £400 or a couple of £100, and then you then apply to go onto you do your map test. You pass your map test, they then give you like 6 to 7 weeks where you're going to have your very first appearance. And it's into stages, 56s, 28s, 21s. So every 56 days you have an appearance. And you've got 7 opportunities to pass 4 times. A minimum you need to get is 4 Cs. Or you could get 3 Bs, two A's or a double A. So a double A would be, they'd give you, so take me from Manor House Station to Gibson Square. Leave on the left, Green Lanes, right and right, Ivory New Park, left Ivory Grove, right St Paul's Road, Comply Ivory Corner, leave by Upper Street, right Barnsbury Street, all the way to the very end, right? And then if you nail it without any mumbling, stuttering, you haven't got a road wrong or anything like that, they'd be like, right, okay, that's a double A. 4 runs you got to do, yeah? But what they'll do, if you get through one stage too quick, they'll knock you back, and they're testing your temperament as well. So they could say, take me from Adam Two Swords to Marylebone Station, literally down the road around the corner. You've done it, you've smashed it perfectly, you've done 4 runs, you're thinking to yourself, have I done all right here? They're like, yeah, no, not today. They'll give you a D. And you haven't scored. You'll come back in 28 days. So they're testing your temperament. How are you going to react? Well, you're going to sit there and go, what do you mean I got a fucking D? Whoa, calm down. Like, is that how you would act to a customer in the cab? So it's like basically, in roundabout senses, like, what would you do if you got someone to their destination, they're like, oh, mate, it's fucking 30 quid here, here's a score. What are you going to do? What, you have a fucking roll around in the back of the cab with someone? Some cab drivers might be like, yeah, fuck it, don't care. But then it's like, maybe sometimes you've got to sort of you got to know how to talk to the general public and just have a chat and just be like, right, and come to some sort of agreement or understanding about like what's what. Or just drive to the fucking police station, but loads of police stations are fucking closing up now and they don't really want to, they want to chase after people that are calling someone something on fucking Twitter instead of having someone fucking run away from a cab fare, do you know what I mean? But
you said it.
Yeah, so, but yeah, again, the process, so that through the knowledge is you get down to 21s, the appearance is 21, so every 21 days it's more intricate, and then you've scored a few times, and then it's like, when you then get that at the end, you're either going to score or you're not. If you score, you're on your suburb, so basically you've passed the hard part of the knowledge, and then you do. What happened to me is I done on my appearances. I got 3 Bs on my 21, so I got through in 6 weeks, like pretty quickly on me 21. Bang, bang, bang. And I remember they don't shake your hand after each appearance. Say, oh, look, well done, good luck, better luck next time. As soon as you get that handshake, you get that handshake at the end of the knowledge. And I sat there, and I can't. I'll well up now when I think about it. I don't really think about it too much because at the time I was going through a bit of a bad period with me mum, and she weren't well through the latter stages of my knowledge, and I remember I shook the geezer's hand, like the examiner's hand, Mr. Whitehead, and I sat there and I cried, and I told him about what was going on with my mum. He went, you should be very proud of what you've done. He said, your journey of how you've done it. He said, we've watched it. And he said, like, you've done really, really well. And he said, you should be very proud. He said, your mum will no doubt be proud as well, your mum and dad. So that was out. And every single appearance either. So I didn't score on 3 appearances. And then my mum, every time I left to go and have an appearance, she would always say, she'd always say, make sure you call mummy first. And I'm like, yeah, no, of course I will. So it's like before I call my sister or my dad or anything, make sure you call mummy first. And then, so I call my mum, I scored. Oh, well done, boy, I love you loads, well done. And she'd always put a post on her Facebook, oh, Aaron scored on his knowledge appearances today. And she'd tell the whole fucking family. Text everyone, Aaron scored or Aaron didn't score. But even like when I didn't score, she'd be like, all right, don't worry, you just go again. You're doing the work. Biggest supporter when I very first started, I mean, I'm digressing a bit here, but when I very first started and I decided to do the knowledge, she went, you won't do it. Because I was very much a bit of a lazy bastard. I'm always on my fucking back laying down, just chilling out a bit. Whereas my sister, she's always fucking get up and goes and does things. But I think my mum was more concerned about me being on a moped. And she's just probably worried. But as I was showing her, as I was going along through the process, that I was doing well. And she was then, do you know what, fucking yeah, you're going to do this. And she helped me massively. And then when I got onto the suburbs, so long story short with my mum is that she had stage 5 kidney failure. She caught like a virus, and the NHS failed to diagnose her. She was ill for about 18 months, really. Yeah, again, through my knowledge process. And my mum, to put context on it, my mum was a fitness freak. She's a bodybuilder, weightlifting, yoga, Pilates, aerobics instructor and everything. So she was fit as a fiddle. But that was it. She was on dialysis for a year, bang on a year, July 7th to July 7th. 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I used to take my mum to Royal London Hospital, have a dialysis for 4 hours. I'd fuck off, go and do my knowledge. My mum would finish her dialysis. I'd go pick her back up, take her back home, go back to a knowledge school to do more knowledge. So when you're on the knowledge, you're doing it. Like, you can't just take time off. It would have been easy for me to be like, oh, pander to me mum and use me mum as a fucking excuse. But my mum didn't want that. Like, get out and do what you need to do. And then she had a kidney transplant, and through her sister, my auntie Cheryl, she donated her kidney to my mum. And even though the kidney was bang on match for her, within about 6 months she's on the turn. She's putting on loads of weight, so she was having steroids to build up the white blood cell count, but the white blood cell count was seeing a foreign body. Even though the kidney was doing its job, it's not our kidney. Let's attack the kidney. So then it's a balancing act. And then eventually ended up, I think, like getting like emphysema, hardening of the lungs, couldn't breathe. Like, because my mum was putting on a little bit of weight, weren't fat, putting on a little bit of weight. Me and my sister used to say, "Oh, just take the dogs for a walk." Let's have like fucking 3 French bulldogs, just take them around the park or whatever. She'd get home, be out of breath, crying her eyes out. And she knew, she went, "I know something's wrong." So I was like, okay. So obviously went back to the doctors and they was trying to find out what the matter was. There's a part in me that I think my mum knew that she didn't have long, but she never told anyone. I think deep down she knew, but she just, being that strong mindset of like the old school parents, mums, dads, or whatever, they don't want to let you know, or their children know that something's wrong.
Was she the head of the family?
I would probably say yeah. My dad would say yeah, because even though he wears the trousers, she'd pick the size or the colour. Yeah, she bullied me, Dad. And I remember all of a sudden, bang, 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 knock on the door about 10:30. Geezers come to the door. Does a Wendy so-and-so live here? And I said, yes. I said, who are you? And they said, who are you? And I said, oh, it's my mum. And they went, right, well, we need to talk to your mum about a blood test result. So basically, what it was, about a week before, if you was over 50, you got like basically a free MOT, like blood test, and then make sure everything's all right. So the NHS sent out a text message. Mum went and had a blood test. This was a Thursday night. She had the blood test on the Wednesday, so the day before. He's come around and said, we need to talk to your mum. Long story short, there he come in and he said, look, we've looked at your blood test results and according to the blood test, we're looking at someone that should be dying. Like, what do you mean? They said, oh, we could have got this mixed up. He said, but we're looking at bloods that are showing, that would normally show off from like an 85-year-old. Look, go to the doctors, go to the hospital tomorrow, have it checked out. My sister was like, no, we're going doctors now. And that's when they found stage 5 kidney failure. Now, the camera down the throat and the blood test back in the February, this was in the June, July, should have highlighted that the NHS from at that particular hospital failed to send the diagnosis, the results, to my mum's GP. So it was negligence on their part. That's a whole nother story. But it's negligence on their part. And then, yeah, basically her kidneys just weren't working. And then, but what she had had gone far beyond repair, and it was attacking everything else in her. So, yeah, eventually she had, like I said, a year dialysis, and then eventually sort of cropped it in May 2016. And I passed the knowledge in March 2016. And I remember going for my badge day. It was me, my mum, and my dad and my mate passed out a couple of months before we'd done the knowledge with. He took us up there and we parked probably not even a mile down the road, half a mile down the road. And my mum was holding my arm as we were walking and she was fucking out of breath. And I was like, are you all right? Fucking hell, what's wrong with you? She's like, I'm all right, boy, I'm all right. But when I look back on it now, I was thinking my mum was fucking struggling bad. And me and my sister at the time probably was like, oh, maybe because of the steroids, a little bit on the weighty side, But it wasn't. It was because her fucking lungs were packing up and everything. So yeah, 2 months later, a month later after that, went into hospital. And then I remember getting a phone call from my sister. I was in Liverpool Street. I just picked up a job. She said, the doctors are coming to come and get mummy. Fucked the people off out the back of the cab. Drove all the way home from Liverpool Street. And my mum was a shivering wreck. She was freezing cold. And she had pyjamas on, a nightie, a fucking dressing gown, a big massive duvet, a blanket. She was still freezing cold. And then the paramedics came around and put her in the wheelchair to come down the stairs because she couldn't move. And she was in hospital for 3 weeks, and then died ultimately. And that was that.
What an incredible woman to stay as strong for as long as she did to see you complete the knowledge.
But I think that was her end thing for me, because my sister was very successful in what she was doing in her career. Whereas me, I was a bit more of a fucking. I'm just fucking still living at home with my mum and dad. I'm all right. I'm cool. And my mum and dad never really sort of pushed me to be like, come on, you need to go and fucking move out, and fucking you're 18 now, go and find your feet. No. My mum was like, you stay home as long as you can. But my dad was like, you ain't living at home for nothing, you fucking pay some rent. When I say rent, it was a bit of keep, and it was like £25 a week. Nothing. And like when I used to complain about it like a fucking dick, my dad would go like that. He'd flick a light switch and be like, there's your rent. There's your keep. That's not fucking moaning about it. Whereas now, when you've got proper bills, looking after kids, mortgage, paying out for a fucking cab, now I know what actual bills are. But my dad was trying to train my mindset into being like, right, life isn't free. You still have to pay your way. And I of course, I appreciate that massively.
And how old were you when you completed your knowledge?
Just before I was 32, I was 31. Yeah.
So you've been in the game for about 10 years, let's say.
8 years cab driver. It'll be 8 years. 8 years now, and then done the knowledge for 2 years, 10 months. So yeah, around about a decade.
There's a few bits I wanted to segue in.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of wanted to, as you were talking about your mum, I was thinking about my mum.
Yeah.
It's very hard not to when you can see someone sad about their mum, and it does make you think about your own and how grateful you are to still have them and how it's going to feel when they go, because inevitably we are all going to get that phone call one day. It's not the one you want to hear, but it's the circle of life. So you got my mind going everywhere, and I want to highlight and compound on the fact, the reason why people should go with a black cab over Uber, which is a million miles away from what we've just spoke about your mum. I then want to talk about your first fare.
Yep.
But before we move into the depth of the black cab world, just give me one, so we can end it on a real nice note. A real fond memory that you've got that you and your mum shared.
Obviously, I've got loads of highs as a kid. Like, she fucking brilliant, and I'm very fortunate to have a mum the way I was, the way I did. But the bit I loved about that sort of journey towards the end, even though my mum was going through what she was going through, every time I took her back home from having her dialysis, she would call over my runs with me and made sure I'd done what I was supposed to be doing. But then she'd cook us a nice cooked breakfast, so bacon, sausages, eggs, cheese on toast, and then sort of would just sit there and just talk literally about life for about half hour, and about sort of how proud that she was of me. And yeah, I'm very proud to have made her proud, to show her that I have actually finally achieved something in my life that she can be proud of, and then ultimately she's done her job, and she can now be pain free and not be stressed. So yeah, I know you're saying end it on a high, but my high is that I know I made my mum proud, and that's to me, that's everything.
It's amazing how much beauty you can find in the depth of sadness.
I don't mind talking about stuff. So I even since then, I've had counselling. I've had counselling for 8 years since my mum's died, and I don't mind talking about it. I'll get upset and I'll get teary-eyed, but I want to show people that you don't have to bottle things up, and that's how my videos, and we'll probably get onto it, but that's how my videos come about. That was my mum instilled in me, and my dad instilled in me, like, just speak your mind, say what you feel. So that's how the videos sort of came about.
And they come about from you in the cab, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly that. So I was basically during that time towards when my mum passed away, and then I was at work. I was finding it very hard, and I was getting all pent up frustration. And some people would say, "I'll go and have a shit or have a wank or something like that." But me, I was just like, I need to just talk about something, take the piss out of something.
But at the same time, or which one first?
No, no, definitely not at the same time. I'd lose my licence. Fuck me. But yeah, just take. I'm always been a Mickey taker. I've always taken the piss, but I like the piss being taken out of me. And it's that like changing room banter with like football and stuff. It's like you just take the piss out of everyone.
So when was your first rant in the car then, in the cab?
The first rant, fucking hell.
Because your humour comes out in rant format, doesn't it?
Yeah, sort of. So
and it's something that everyone can relate to.
I would say the one that sort of took off, like the Instagram journey or whatever, was I did a video. Don't know if you remember it.
I remember a few of yours.
Okay, so International Women's Day, I was on about 200 followers. International Women's Day, and it was based. Obviously International Women's Day is what it is. It's all like this pro fucking independent woman and blah blah blah. Like fucking respect us. Fucking we're successful in our own right, and it's all about us. That's cool. Where I'm from, women and I'll call them. My missus takes the piss. Why'd you call women birds? I would it is what it is.
That's what we were taught.
Yeah.
That was the word we were taught.
Yeah, it's just wrong nowadays. It's just a lady or a woman. So I would sort of mock the thing about like people from where I'm from.
Which is where are you from?
Essex. Yeah, Essex.
Work central London, but from Essex.
Yes, yeah, exactly that. And I would sort of mock the whole International Women's Day that they're rolling around the office, fucking, you got to respect me, even though you're trying to portray this International Women's Day and we've got to have respect, but hang on, you're sniffing gear off of a fucking cucumber in someone's toilet in central London. It's a joke. It's not real. It happens, possibly. I don't know. I've never seen it.
I mean, I've heard that some women out there suck dick to get promotions.
Yeah,
Don't
and men.
shoot the messenger.
And men.
Yeah.
Not that that's wrong or right. I mean, I don't know. It's each to their own.
Penises are not exclusive just to the female mouth these days.
No, I mean, I'm trying to not picture it all.
Unless the man identifies as a woman, then it gets real confusing.
Yeah, now this podcast has taken a fucking turn.
I wanted to just raise the spirits a little bit.
Of course, yeah. But yeah, so I was just...
We'll find a balance in a minute.
That was a video that sort of people would... but I would give people characters, I would give them names. So I would say Susan, like Susan and Tracy are down the fucking Ned getting on it. And then like, Susan wants a load more gear, you've had enough. And then people would then tag other people. And then it's like, oh, that's like fucking Auntie Julie, or that's like fucking Uncle Trevor. And everyone, like people that follow me, is like, where's Craig from Chigwell? Who's Craig from Chigwell? And then there's a geezer that I know, Craig, he's from Chigwell, and he's adamant that I've done it, I've portrayed that character on him. And people say, oh, you're Craig from Chigwell. And he's like, yeah. So yeah, and that blew up to about 2,000 followers, and then it was going all right, and then the big C word happened, and everything went to shit. And like I said, I had to, as I said to you before, I get me materials when I'm in the cab. There was no work in London, so you couldn't be in the cab. And then I would say to my missus, well, I'm going to go for a little ride around, try and get a bit of material in my head. And then I done a few more videos, and then because more people were on their phones more because they're not working as such, I then got more traction like that, and then it's just ballooned to what it is today. I think it's around about 250,000 followers across like all sort of social media platforms.
I'm brilliant, mate. You put a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces, and this is one of the reasons I gravitate towards you, because I love that. I love the fact that someone takes time out of their day to put a smile on somebody else's face. It doesn't cost a penny. Yeah. Doesn't cost a thing. And it's remarkable when you get people in the comments that complain. It's like, I'm actually doing this for free.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's like me job, like being a cabbie. You could have 20 jobs in a day. 19 have been great, normal jobs, few tips here and there. Lovely conversation, lovely people. You have that one bad job, it could ruin your whole day.
And what is a bad job?
I mean, there's a few, but I would say a bad job is when you have a disagreement with someone about a particular route. Bearing in mind that chances are that the cab driver's been in work a good few hours, has got to see a good part of London and seeing where the fucking traffic is and where there's a body in the road and that road is blocked, and so you half think or believe that the person that's got in the back of the cab has instilled their trust into you to get them to their destination as quick as possible and the correct route. When you try to perform that and then you get questioned about it, then you try to give them an explanation, then they bite back at you about, yeah, but no, you should have done this, or you should have asked me first. No. I've earned the right to do what I'm doing. Like, I don't come into your workplace and tell you how to type fucking QWERTY on your keyboard, do I? Or how you are supposed to, I don't know, assess a situation within the fucking HR department. It's not my domain. I might have an opinion on it, but do you know what? I'll trust you that what you're doing is the right thing.
You're not going to try and override the pro.
No. And then, you get to the end of the destination, it's like, oh, fuck it, the job will be 12 quid. Oh, this normally cost me 9. All right. Well, fucking give me 10 then. Oh, no, but I'm telling you, it usually cost me £9. All right, well, it's cost you 12. So then that is a lot of unnecessary shit. And it's a small, it doesn't happen all the time, it's very, very rarely. But then when it does, you sit there and you think to yourself, when they're then gone, you're then sitting there and you're questioning, fucking hell, did I do wrong now? Then you're like this, and I've done something wrong here. And then it ruins it. And then the next person you pick up, normally you'd be like fucking having a chat with them.
You carry that vibe over.
Yeah, and then you can just tell that you're being a miserable and then what you should do, just fucking pull over for 5-10 minutes, have a piss, go and get yourself a coffee, relax, and then get back into fucking work and get into work mode. So try, every day's a fucking learning curve. Every single day you'll
Still.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. So that's an example of a bad job. Have you got in your head, do you remember the worst job you've ever had?
I had one when I very first started out, bearing in mind my mindset is still about me mum, and I feel not angry, but I feel hard done by that. My mum was taken away from me at 56 years of age through negligence of other people. So I've still got a bit of resentment there, and I feel like I'm half not being mugged off again. I'm not being taken for a fucking prick. Anyway, I'll never forget this. Worst job I've ever had. It was a guy from Marylebone Station. He wanted to go to Church Street in Enfield. He come up to me and he said, hi, could we go to Enfield Church Street? And I went, yeah, of course we can. How much? I went, I worked it out. Oh, it's going to be about 60 quid. Okay, that's fine. So bearing in mind, this is Friday night, prime time, payday. So everyone's got paid. Everyone's king for a day. So I'm like, all right, cool. He seemed nice, genuine. Got in with his briefcase. We set off, and I said, excuse me. So I said, just for traffic purposes, I said, could I take the postcode? Because I don't want to hit into any sort of fracas or anything like that. He said, yeah, sure. He said, don't call me sir. I went, oh, okay. I said, what's your name? He said, just call me darling. I went, so we're not going to be doing this. He went, okay. He went, just call me sweetie. And I'm thinking, right, he's pissed. He's a particular choice in life. I'm just going to entertain. I'll have a bit of a laugh. I went, no. So I said, what's your name? He said, no, honestly, just call me darling. I said, all right, listen, I'm not going to call you darling. I said, but we'll be on our way. I said, we'll be about 40 minutes. Okay. So he's sort of looking out the window. I can hear his feet tapping. And we're getting closer, and we get to a place called Winchmore Hill. And in certain situations, you'll never forget the nooks and crannies, a bit like the detail. And it was just over 40 quid. £40.20 on the meter, very anal. He's leaned up against the perspex of the cab. You need to pull over or I'm going to take a piss in your cab. I was like, okay. And by the way, I'm not paying £40 for this fucking journey. And I'm thinking, right, let's just fucking, what am I going to do? Let's just, sir, no worries. I'll pull into this, the retail park. I said, I'll pull into there, like a little car park. And I said, yeah, you can have a toilet. Because I'm like, what do I do? Am I going to get done because having a piss in a public place? What do I do? I'm like, I don't want him to piss in the back of the cab. And because it's obviously, you've got carpet in the old TX4s, the old school cabs, not the electric ones. Anyway, pulled over. He's flung the door open, briefcase on the back of the cab, on the back seat. He's got out, he's having a piss. it sounded like the Niagara Falls. It was the longest, fucking, most powerful piss. I was thinking to myself, I bet he's got a fucking Hampton on him, hasn't he? Whoosh. Anyway, he's fucking, I went, all right, sir. He's leaned in the cab, got his briefcase, had it on his toes. Oh, fucking no, I'm not having this. I've got me earphones at me ear rolls. Fucking, I'm trying to get out the cab, dragging me phone out because it's caught round me legs. Me cab's fucking still in drive like a fucking dick. Slammed it in the park. Got out, got hold of him. When I say got hold of him, I caught up with him and I said, what are you doing? He went, you can't touch me. He went, I've got rights. I went, shut up about your fucking rights. I went, what are you doing? He went, well, I told you that I wasn't going to be paying £40 for a cab. I went, no, that's not how it works. I went, you approached me at Marylebone Station and asked me how much it was going to be. I told you roughly about 60 quid. Well, I'm telling you that I haven't got £60. I've got no cash. I was all right. I said, I'll take card payments. Oh, well, you guys only want to take cash. I went, I don't know where you've heard that. I said, you're drunk, clearly. I said, you're acting like a fucking prick. I said, I don't understand where you've got the right to get in a fucking cab, go for a piss, and then fuck off. I said, what are you playing at? Well, I've told you. And he kept repeating himself. I said, are you on gear? Oh, what are you doing? Anyway, he went, you need to get off of me. I'm going to call the police. I went, call the police. I said, you're going to get arrested because you run away from paying a fucking a fare. He went, I'm telling you that I've not got the fucking money. I've got no cash. And I'm telling you that I take card. Get your wallet out. I said, I'll tell you what, give me 30 quid. I said, you can leave here. Give me 30 quid. Opened up his wallet. He didn't have a fucking Tesco club card in there. He had nothing in there. I went, see you. I went, you've taken the fucking piss here. I said, you've preyed on the fact that us cab drivers have a duty, right? That we can't get out the cab, we can't approach you just for safety reasons, because he could have had a knife, he could have stabbed me and fucked off. I get it, I understand. But in those moments, you sort of half don't think, and you think like, no, I need to make a fucking point here, make a stand. And he walked to the cab sort of reluctantly, sort of still pulling away. I'm half got hold of his arm, I got hold of his forearm, took him back to the cab. I went, look, I said, I'll tell you what. I went, just get in the cab. I went, I'll take you home. I said, I can't leave you here. And I'm trying to play the whole, look, you're on your own, like, just in case. I went, I'll fucking take you home. I said, we'll have an agreement at the end of the fucking fare. All right, cool. Get in. I'm driving. He's kicking and screaming in the back of the fucking cab. Let me out of this fucking cab. I've locked the windows, so people would, what they do, they try to undo the windows, open it from the outside, because when the cab's rolling, you can't open the doors because it automatically locks for safety purposes. Got to this mini roundabout, see the old bill. I'm like, yeah, you can earn your fucking stripes here, chaps. So I've pulled up on this roundabout, handbrake on, closed the door. I went, chaps, I do apologise about this. I said I got cut in the back of the cab. I went, he's refusing to pay the fare. They went, where are you going? I went, Church Street. They went, we'll follow you. Followed me, pulled in, and I was talking to him. But he was so boozed, he didn't realise where I went to talk to the police. Anyway, got him to Church Street. He lived in these apartments on this, and there was like cash points around shops and whatever. The old Bill have pulled in front of me about 10, 15 foot in front of me. I've let him out the cab. He's then gone to sort of have a little trot. Old Bill just got out of the cab, got out of their car. One geezer the size of fucking Andre the Giant, and another geezer like your height, really small and like diminutive and all that.
Puny.
Yeah. So the big fella has gone, where are you going? I've just got out the cab. He went, you're going to pay the cab driver? Oh, yeah, no, of course. Old Bill frog marched him to a cash point. The other cop has come up to me and said, like, what's happened? I've told him. So obviously I've got the cameras on. I was explaining to him exactly what happened. They frog marched him back to me and he went, I don't know what the problem is. Of course I was going to pay you. And it was 61 quid on the meter. And he said, and the guy went, well, like, it's 60. We said it was £60. I went, how are you just remembering that it's 60 fucking quid now you've been put under it by the old Bill? And I was thinking to myself, you utter So then he then went off, and then I'm now shaking. I'm thinking that could have took a really bad turn there. And over what, 40 quid or 60 quid? what's the point? But then I said to the old Bill, I went to give him a bit of money and to say thank you for what you've done. Like, you got to get a sandwich or a cup of tea. And they went, no, we can't accept, it's our job. And I went, they said, like, we're on camera, we can't accept money. I went, it's not a bribe. I went, from where I'm from, it's a fucking drink. It's just a fucking thank you for doing what you do, because no doubt you have to put up with a lot of shit. And what you've done there, in my opinion, it warrants a drink out of it. And they were like, no, we really can't. I said, well, fucking God bless you, and hopefully you'll have a bit of good karma. I said, yeah, again, sat in me cab. That fucking job should have sent me home. But I've sat there for like 10 minutes, shaking, thinking, and I'm trying to listen to me mum. I'm trying to get into my head what my mum would say. My mum would have said, just get home, boy, fucking mummy will make you a cup of tea. But like, I went to, just quickly, I went to a clairvoyant, and basically, long story short, was like, we was talking, and she said, oh, your mum's saying, don't ever quit, keep working. Just work hard, go and earn your money. So then I would say that to myself. Like, so in certain times where I'm like, well, I want to go home, I'm having a shit day, I say to myself, like, this is mummy talking, go and earn your money. So that's what keeps me in work. And especially now having a fucking family, I'm like, got to earn money.
It's lovely that your mum still keeps you in check, even though she's not with us anymore.
I think a lot of people are scared to talk about lost loved ones, like mums, dads, granddads, nans and all that, because they don't want to cry, they don't want to show weakness or whatever.
Well, it hurts.
Yeah.
Badly.
Yeah, of course. But that's what keeps the memory of that person alive, because then, again, so my little boy will go to bed and I'll brush his hair after he's had a bath or whatever, we washed his hair, and I'll brush his hair, and he goes, just in case we see Nanny Wendy. It makes me cry. And I'm like, fuck me, this is a fucking upsetting podcast, isn't it? Sorry. But I would lay there, read a book with him, and then he'd say a little prayer before he goes to bed. And he'd go, love you, Nanny Wendy. Yeah, little things like that. So, like I say, you keep them relevant in people's lives. And even though she's never seen me and my sister with our children, and that hurts me a lot, because I feel that they're missing out. But as long as I can always talk about her, have pictures of her around the house and whatever, where's Nanny Wendy? So my little girl, she's only 18 months, you say, where's Nanny Wendy? And she'll go, and she'll point. She knows. So, yeah, I think that people should... Yeah, again, it's my opinion, people should talk more about lost loved ones that they really cherish.
I'm with you 100% that you have to keep speaking about them, you need to keep thinking about them, because they had far too much of an impact in the living years just to say, well, that's that
done.
Then, because it's not that, because they live within you.
Yeah.
You're 50% of your mum.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you talk about her?
Yeah, so I even now, I will, if I have had a good job, or like a wealthy job, a well-paid job, and a good tip, I'll always say thanks, mum. So even when I cheers people on a drinks or anything like that, I'll always go cheers, look in each other's eyes, and at the end of it, I always say I love you, mum.
Nice.
Every single time.
Quality.
For me personally, it's the little things that I do to help me. Other people, I not help other people.
This is the thing about conversations. You never know where they're going to go. I never knew you was going to mention any of this.
I didn't know this either.
And I'm glad that you did, because it makes you feel comfortable. It also reminds me that I'm human sat here as well.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I feel that. And off the back of you saying about, you tip to your hat and you thank your mum if you've had a good job or someone's paid well.
Yeah.
What is the best paid job you've had?
It was last year. Yanks come up to me, brother and sister. Well, hey, we need to go to the Harry Potter world. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you do know it's quite a way away. Yeah, we got tickets. We don't care. Cool. And they said, oh, just out of curiosity, how much is it going to be? I said, about £90, 80, 90 quid. They went, yeah, that's cool. Driving up there, I'm thinking, oh, fucking 80, 90 quid, lovely, fucking whatever. It's on a Sunday afternoon. And they said to me, they went, look, we need to get a cab back. Like, is there cabs about? I said, yeah. And they went, we don't want to use the other mob on the phones. I went, yeah, no, of course.
The mob we don't mention.
Yeah. You do, but I don't.
Yeah. I do it so you don't have to.
Yeah, no, cheers, mate. Thank you.
I've got your back.
And I said, look, I said, if you want like to pay me, I said, like a bit of waiting time. I said, how long are you going to be? They went, maybe an hour and a half. I went, all right, cool. And they said, oh, could we pay you for your waiting time and then to take us back? And we're going back a bit further. So they were going back to the Corinthia Hotel, which is, I don't know, another fucking 1.2 miles away from Euston. In London terms, it's about fucking half hour because of the traffic. So I said, yeah, all right, yeah, cool. I went, I'll tell you what, job up here, it was like 96 quid. And I said, waiting time, plus take you back, it's another 100 quid, so 200. I said, let's call it 250. So all in all, it was like fucking 3 hours work. So it took nearly an hour to get up there because, again, traffic, London traffic. Hour and a half wait, hour and a bit back. And 250 quid. The reason why you do that is because obviously there's other work that you would turn down. So someone might say, can we go to fucking John O'Groats, mate, for fucking 1,500 quid? And you're like, oh, I can't do that because I've got a fucking job to do. Anyway, I'm like, cool, yeah, £250. Can we pay now? I mean, yeah, if you want, that's fine. And I'm thinking, right. And as you know, my affiliation with Chicken George, love Chicken George. And I like Matt Food Review, like spoke about him on your show with him.
I'm considering driving there today.
Let me tell you something, fucking well worth the drive, mate.
It's the one.
So I dropped them off at Warner Bros. And I'm thinking, right, let me quickly tap into Google. I'm sure it's about half hour. It was like 22 minutes. I'm like, 20 minutes, I'm there eating a bit of food, drive back. So by the time I get up there, back, it'll be... Anyway, they went, oh, can we also add a tip? I went, sorry? I went, no, £250 is more than enough. Like, that's fine. I'm happy with that. Thank you. No. Like, because they're on tipping culture, Americans, aren't they? I said, okay. I said, like, what do you want the tip to be? Like, another £20? And they went, no, put another £87 on. I went, sorry? I went, why 87? They went, oh, just like, it might have been something, a number for them or what, I don't know. But yeah, it was so 250 plus the 87. So what's that, 337 quid?
They knew the mango wings at Chicken George are 7.
Yeah.
We'll cover the mango wings.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't pay at Chicken George, but shit happens. Got the black card. So yeah, if I come with you, then we'll get it for free. Cheers, Chris. Thank you very much. Anyway, went to Chicken George, had a bit of food, come back. How was it? Yeah, great. Yeah, lovely. Literally, as I was on my way back, within, I think I was about 10 minutes away, they rang me and said, oh, like, we're ready. Well, yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Fucking, they was there waiting, picked them up, sailed them on down to Corinthia, and they gave me another 50 quid. Cash. And I was like, I can't honestly take it. But they threw it in the back of the cab, and I was like, no, but we appreciate what you've done for us. And look, this is like a trip of a lifetime for us. We're going around Europe, and it's like that. And yet again, they was talking about, I think it was their father that sort of passed away, and they'd always said that there's a few places that he went to that they're going to in memory of him. And then yeah, again, it makes you think about your mum and fucking all shit like that. And then yeah, and I was like, all right, cool, whatever. You can't argue with these people. But then like
you don't want to argue with these people either.
No, not at all. If you're coming back, here's my card. But yeah, that was my best fucking job. But then being a cab driver, you stay greedy. You could be like, I'm going home now. No, stay and work because tomorrow could be an absolute of a day.
What about someone that's not been quite as wealthy as those Americans? Have you been propositioned with something else other than cash for the fare?
Yeah, I know where you're going with this. So I picked up I'm
glad you picked up on that.
Yeah. Same mindset. Disgusting creatures in this room. Yeah, so I picked up around, other cab drivers will know this and they'll be like, oh yeah, I fucking know where you're going. Like around Sussex Gardens, Paddington sort of way, going to Notting Hill. Like, just was under a tenner. Woman in the back, she went, yeah, I've got no money. All right. She went, can I just suck you off? Sorry? She went, can I just suck you off to pay the fare? Like, obviously she's a brass. So then at the end of it, she would have said like, all right, now it's a tenner. Like, you got to pay me. So I'd have been out of pocket. And I said, no, I'm fine. No, you're good. Like, listen, don't worry about it. I went, but don't do that again. I went, that's not nice. She went, I just want to suck a dick. I'm like, if she was my cup of tea, I would have had it. But she had teeth like she could eat an apple through a tennis racket. I was thinking, yeah, no, that's...
Terrible on the banjo string.
Yeah. No, it'd have been like fucking grated cheese. But yeah, no, I refrained from doing that. But yeah, no, that's happened. Not too many times that I can really remember. I've had people in the back of the cab that have like got up to sort of no good. I remember picking up a couple at Pentonville Road and they wanted to go to Rickmansworth. And again, he said, the geezer went like, how much roughly, mate? I went, I don't know, fucking 100 quid, just a round figure, about 100 quid. And it was about just under an hour. and I was in the back of the cab, and he took his jacket off, and she's got it over her. She's then took her blazer off and put it on his lap, and she's just started wanking him off. So I thought, right, I need to keep an eye on this. So I turned the light on in the back. And I said, look, I don't mind a little bit of fucking tomfoolery going on in the back of the cab, but please, whatever you do, do not spill any of your beans on my carpet. All right, have a bit of respect. He went, all right, mate, yeah, all right, you know the score, you know the score. And she went, what you fucking talking about? What do you think, I'm a fucking slut? She went, I'm not doing anything. She's gone like this, fucking threw her hands on it like in the air. Fucking tits are falling out. I went, no, Susan, no, clearly you ain't had a fucking enough of you. So he was saying to her, like, fucking shut up, just be quiet, just fucking, just sort of carry on. And I'm like half giggling in the back, giggling as it's going on in the back. So I've turned the light off, got there, and it's sort of that they've half finished. It was like 87 quid. You'll find with cab drivers, when you talk to them, they know the intricacies with certain jobs with regards to money. £87 on the meter. He gave me 100 quid. And I went to give him his change. He went, no, he went, like, I appreciate you letting us fucking like mess about in the back.
Crack on in the back.
She's fucking standing at the window. No, you need to get your fucking change. How much is the change? I went, 13 quid. I went, what are you on about? Like, it's got nothing to do with you. Shut up. Like, you've got your jollies, all right? You've had your fucking areolas played with. You've played with him. I appreciate the tip. And I looked behind, I was thinking, and I said, oh, thank God you didn't leave any pasta shells sliding on the back of me fucking cab. And she went, you're fucking rude. I went, I'm joking. And the geezer was like, he's having a joke, he's having a laugh, don't worry about it. And I'm like, look, here's fucking 15 quid, here's your change. She took it. Thank you.
Shameless.
But it's amazing how much people sort of like boozed just change their tune just like that. They could be arseholes aggressive and then clicking for fingers just like that, happy as a pig in shit, and vice versa.
Have you ever come under attack?
With a fare?
Yeah.
Not attack. I picked up a young couple, a boy and a girl, going off to Hampstead from around Shoreditch area. She was talking in the back. She's talking, oh, my old man's a black cab driver. I was like, all right, cool. And she sounded like one of your own. And the geezer was in the back and he was doing this. So I'm going to lean away from the microphone, but he was doing this. I'm looking at him and I'm thinking he's going to fucking hammer all over me carpet. Like he's going to be sick. I went, if you want me to open the window, I said, I'll open the window. You could be sick out the window, mate. And he just went, no. All right, cool. And I could hear her. She went, don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, you dirty c***. Don't you dare, you dirty c***. And all of a sudden, I've heard him be sick. I'm like, you fucking prick. So you be sick, you've ruined your night.
Is that a cabbie's worst nightmare?
Yeah, you be sick because you got the smell of it. You got fucking carrots falling in the side of the fucking chair. You got to get it clean, professionally cleaned. That don't cost fucking 10 quid. Down with the fellas at the car wash. They overcharge. Or no, they got to do the chemicals and they're the ones that got to clean it out, so they charge like 40, 50 quid to do it. But there's a soiling charge within the cab, I think it's 50, 60 quid. So you're not earning any money. Your night's ruined, you got to fucking drive home. He's been sick 2 times, right? Then all of a sudden, we get to where we're the destination. Yet again, people get chirpy, like the arseholes get chirpy towards the end of the destination because they think, I'll go have a rag, just going to get kicked out. I ain't got to pay the cab. No. I'll drive you back all the way where I picked you up from. Then you can work it out again. Anyway, he went, open the window. He went, no, actually better than that. He went, open the fucking door, mate. He went, I need to be sick. I went, no. I went, just be sick in the back of the cab, mate. I said, he's done it twice. He went, who are you talking to? I went, you. I went, it's not £60 per sick. I said, spray it up the back of the fucking cab. It don't matter. Just be sick. He went, open the fucking door. And she was going, what are you being a c*** for? My dad's a fucking cab driver. And she was like, mate, I'm really sorry. Like, I know what it is. And da-da-da-da-da. Yet again, about fucking 30 odd quid on the meter. Charged her another £50 for the soiling charge, so 80 something quid. I've got out the cab to open the door to help them out and to obviously look at the fucking damage in the back of the cab. Helped her out. She's like, I'm really, really sorry. I went, yeah, good luck with him. And he's fucking bowled out, boozed. He squared up to me. He went, what? I went, what do you mean fucking what? I went, you've been sick in the back of the cab. You got no respect whatsoever. I said, what, because you come into fucking Hampstead? You think you're the big I am? You c-. And I went, look behind you. I didn't even know they were there. Old Bill was sitting right behind me. And he turned, looked at them, and then just walked off. I thought, and then yet again, sat in the cab, shaking, thinking to myself, what am I doing? Like, I weren't rearing up to him. I wanted to be interested to see, like, what's the sick? Is it just purely like liquid, or is it fucking food? What am I going to be dealing with here? Can I brush any of it out to save me night? And but yeah, the unnecessariness of ag from people, all because you can't handle your drink. Like, at the end of the day, we're cab drivers. We're just trying to do a job. Why are you giving us ag? What fucking for? What? Because you're showing off in front of your bird. And you think, like, what's the point? So yeah, so with regards to things coming on top, I've never really had any proper ag. Verbals, fucking loads all the time. Anyone that says no is a liar.
Yeah, that's got to be regular. Friday, Saturday nights, it's got to be. You just got to sort of think standard, isn't you?
Yeah, a lot of it's with the other mob. Yeah,
them ones.
I mean, I don't spit them, but no,
I'll do it for you.
Yeah, no,
I've
thank
got
you.
your back.
Yeah, but it gets to a point where you have I wouldn't call it banter, but like it's like we think and we know and we are the fucking cream of the crop with regards to like the cab world. The shit that they'll say, their go-to thing is, oh yeah, you're fucking racist. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. And then because you'd be fucking parked up on a rank.
In case no one's noticed, we're talking about Uber.
Yeah.
Aaron doesn't say the word. I say it for him because I got his back.
Yeah, thank you very much. And then, racist. And I'm like, fucking, all right, cool. But then I've got a picture of me missus on my phone, so I'll be on the rank and I'll be like, what? Am I really? So then I'll show a picture of me black missus. And I think they must go.
Bizarre,
they must go to some fucking school where they'll say, black cab drivers are racist. Mate, look at the fucking last, I'd say like 5 to 10 years on the candidates and the students that are applying to go on to the knowledge. Like I said, the knowledge is open to fucking all and sundry. And the majority of people that are coming out now are people from ethnic backgrounds. But from a media standpoint, it's not highlighted enough because we still have the same stigma. Oh, it's white, middle-aged, or over the age of fucking 55, balding geezers from South London that support Millwall. The cab trade's racist. They won't go south of the river. Fucking shut up, you wankers, mate. But we have to promote ourselves because other firms ain't doing it for us. Like the mainstream media, the TV, they're not promoting us. The last thing you've heard about recently is that, the black cabs are up in their prices. No, we're not fucking up in our prices. The tariffs are changing. TfL sort out our fucking tariffs and our prices and things like that. It's not us. We don't sit at the meeting and go, I'll fucking slap this on, bang, 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 bang. But yeah, again, if you're not involved, you don't care. I get it, I understand, but that's where I try to sort of be not a beacon of light, but fucking a bit of an advocate for the trade, where I can try and promote the trade in a positive light to get like the younger generation, the people under the age of 30, instead of looking on their phone for that car to come pick them up. Oh, do you know what? Fucking, I wonder if the Ginger Cabbie's working or whatever. Let's get in a black cab.
Black cabbies need a spokesman.
I think so.
100%.
But what you've got not 24,000 anymore, but you've got about 18,000 self-employed individuals that all have their own mindset. What they want to do, understandably, just want to get in their cab, go to work, earn their money, go home. And that there's no, even though there's a few unions, it's still fragmented, and it shouldn't be. Because I remember being a fucking kid growing up with like uncles and all that, black cab drivers. I thought it was like a big like fraternity, like the Freemasons, like fucking everyone stuck together with fucking like a brotherhood. But you get in it, and it's all fucking. It's not what I thought it was.
Have you ever had any aggro with any other black cabbies?
Yeah, only through
cab wars or
thievery of jobs. Like, so you'll be driving along down the road with your light on, applying for hire. You'll have a cab driver that'll pull out of a side turning with his light on in front of you. Go 50 yards down the road, a hand goes out, he's picked up the job. What are you doing? Oh, I didn't see you there, mate. Oh, didn't you? Okay. Well, tell him to get out of your cab and get into mine then. Etiquette. Like good, like being a good person. Oh, fuck off, mate. And then but yet again, because said it before, because I'm not promoting violence, that's not what I'm saying, but because there's no repercussions to things, people just get away with it. So it's like, oh, yeah, what are you going to do? Oh yeah, it's true, what am I going to do? Whereas probably back in the old days, maybe in like the 60s and 70s, if you'd done that to an old boy in a cab, he'd get out, give you a good round. Come, what are you doing? What are you fucking playing at? Yeah, mate, get in my cab. He shouldn't have took that job. So, and you're teaching you're teaching the etiquette side of it and doing the right thing. Whereas now, everyone's all in a fucking race. Everyone's in a fucking race to the bottom. Like your standards are dropping. Why are your standards dropping? Because then what it is a knock-on effect. Someone's nicked a job off of me. I could then go, do you know what, fuck him, I'm going to nick this job. And then it's a knock-on effect. Then it dwindles down. And then, again, it's a race to the bottom, and it's all and they're all thieving off of each other. And then that black cab industry has got no moral fibre to it anymore. And but we just need to stick together a little bit more and a little bit more. I don't know, just be a bit more positive. In my opinion, I mean, I'm sounding like a fucking negative Nelly here, but I think the problem is as well, for me personally, I think you expect this, and when you're seeing this, you're like, it's disappointing. Yeah. And you think, I've worked my bollocks off to be the fucking cream of the crop here. We're pretending to portray this image that we are the fucking best, and we're no good than the fucking other mob that are trying to just fucking nick our work.
You can probably clear up a rumour regarding the other mob. When the London Bridge terror attack took place, and chaos, bedlam. Now I know black cab drivers, they were getting people in their car and they were driving them for free. This is a national emergency. We're all together here.
Yep.
Did Uber actually charge people and put their prices up?
Yeah, it's surge pricing because the demand for the demand for transport is there. So irrelevant. It's not. Yet again, it's not the Uber drivers. It's not them, because there are some Uber drivers out. I mean, I'm saying the word now. Some Uber drivers are out there actively doing the knowledge on top of being an Uber driver. But as a company, yeah, because obviously the people are demanding. Oh, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. All the companies see is that. Oh well. The demand's there, so instead of that job being a tenner, it's now 40 quid.
Wow.
So I'm not saying it's 10 to 40 quid. I'm saying that the surge price would be like fucking astronomical. But cab drivers,
it was increased.
Our mindset is channeled differently because yet again we are the fucking cream of the crop. We're good fucking people. There's people getting stabbed left, right, and centre. Obviously, at the time, you don't know what the fuck's going on. Fucking bombs are possibly going to be going off. Get in the cab, love, I'll take you away. Yeah, no worries. You don't think anything of it. But yeah, again, that shit don't get highlighted. The stuff that we do for like kids, for example, we take Great Ormond Street Hospital. Like we don't charge the fare. We don't have to highlight it, of course. But then when you do highlight it, you get fucking cab drivers to be like, "Oh, well, you got to post it out for." Well, no, we've got to let people know, in my opinion.
Because no one else is.
No, exactly. And then, like, we do charity runs, like, for the veterans, or we do, like, Veterans Day, like, on Armistice Day, when we take the veterans to the cenotaph and nothing, all line up on Westminster Bridge. And you got people, cabbies that have got poppies on their cabs, and they're taking all the veterans that either can't walk or they're less able to, and pay their respects. Do that for nothing, of course. We don't want to get fucking paid out of it. We take underprivileged children to Disney World. Paris, like Disneyland Paris, for the day, drive our cab, pick them up all in for a central location, drive them to Paris for the day with their families and drive them back and drop them off home and all that, and little things like that. We do so much, and we are truly underappreciated. And then when, probably not in my lifetime, hopefully, when the trade's gone to fucking complete and utter shit, don't come fucking crying to us and be, oh, where are you now? No, you didn't give a fuck about us then.
I really hope this resonates with people who are either watching this or listening to this conversation, that the rumour that I wanted to be cleared up, and we're not accusing the individual driver.
No, absolutely not.
We are talking about Uber as an organisation, as a business.
Yep.
When the London Bridge terror attack took place and there was an increase in people that needed to flee the scene, the black cab drivers were driving people for free, and Uber were charging people over the odds to get them away from danger because there was a demand.
But it's also when there is a train strike and the tube strikes. Our fares are our fares. Yeah, so they don't change. Whereas the other mob, Uber, I've said it now, they surge price because the demand is there. So any opportunity that they have as a company to surge price people, they'll do it. But then again, you'll get the advocates that fucking swear by them. Oh yeah, but they take card. Oh, fucking do they? Yeah, so do we. Oh, but it's so easy to order it on an app. Well, there's a black cab app that's been around for 15 years. What's your excuse? Well, then you get the people that say, I'd get a black cab where I live, but there's out in the suburbs, there are no black cabs. Okay, so what did you used to do before? Oh, I'd get a minicab. Like, so now the local minicab firms that are around like all the suburban areas that you'd get used to talking to certain individuals. Oh, it's fucking Terry from the train station. And like, you build up a relationship and a trust, and then eventually you might want your kids picked up from fucking school. Oh, can I have Terry? Is Terry working? Yeah, all right, yeah, cool. Whereas this lot, they've fucking come into town, they've accumulated their fucking, I don't know, their workforce, and they've taken over, and then like local minicab firms have got to close down. And then like, yet again, there's no accountability. There's no. I think it's shit.
There's no charm or personality to it.
Nah, there's nothing.
There's no connection.
There's nothing, and it aggravates me more than it should. I shouldn't care, but I do.
I'm not a cab driver, and it irritates me, which is why I really wanted to double down on what happened. On the
London Bridge stuff. Yeah,
because I totally appreciate if there's a train strike, they're gonna implement a surcharge.
Yeah.
I get that, but
the extremities of what that was.
The levels that they went to on that day. For me, I wanted to double down on that. So people listening to this, next time they go to London, I want this to embed in their subconscious mind. Hang about. There was a tragic event that took place in the capital of our country, and a business took full advantage of that for monetary gain. And the people that have done knowledge that drive the black cabs, they didn't. They were true to their word. They were heartful and thoughtful, and they put human beings first. You've got, please, get a black cab over using your Uber app every time you're in London. And if for nothing else, the experience, you get to exchange you get to exchange words with men like you that know the town, know the city centre, know the history of it. They take pride in what they've done. They've spent God knows how many hours. Like, they've got the receipts. Like, Christ, give back.
Earning the right.
Yeah, you have earned the right.
Yeah,
totally. I mean, this is like part of the inspiration why I wanted to get you on, because this message needs to be drilled home, and also I want to talk about cyclists.
Oh, fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. How'd you get on with them bastards?
Clearly you like them. People would say, oh, it's only the minority that are arseholes. Yeah, again, when you're in town and you see it daily, you'd say the majority of them are fucking, like the lycra bods are fucking insane. Absolutely insane. They want to beat their personal best. So I remember growing up, so fucking years ago, they was trying to implement like cycle lanes, and then like you'd hear things on the evening news that a cyclist has been killed by a lorry, and then what they've done, they're going to ban this or ban that, put cycling infrastructure in. I don't think that all infrastructural changes for cyclists. They're not gonna pump so much money into a scheme just for cyclists. It's going to come down to like autonomous shuttles. I mean, there's a whole big fucking sort of agenda behind it, but it'll be autonomous shuttles. So if you look at some of the cycling lanes that are in London along the embankment, it's bigger than the fucking road. Why does it need to be that big? It can fucking be half that. The traffic, so from Westminster Bridge, for example, to Tower Bridge used to take about 15 minutes. So it could take up to prime time, it could take an hour. What, to drive a mile and a half? Fucking hour. It's criminal, absolutely criminal. But then what you get cyclists that don't want to go in the cycle lane, they want to go in the road. What are you doing? Well, I don't need to go in the cycle lane. But why would you choose not to? What is it about you and your hierarchy that you think that you should be in the fucking road? All because you don't want to sit at your red light, but we have to sit at ours. And I understand. The chances are of a vehicle killing someone is more higher than it would be for a cyclist bumping into a pedestrian. But the way some of these fucking cycle, at 40 mile an hour downhill at a crossing, and they want to zigzag through fucking people on a zebra crossing, hit a baby in a pram and see how you get on, and talk to the fucking baby that you've just dislocated their eye socket or whatever, because you just are an impatient especially in London. My old man cycles, so he's got the Cannondale bikes, he's got the Bianchis, fucking thousands of pounds throughout the years of all the clobber, the chamois cream round his nuts, 100 miles in the countryside, blah, blah, fucking blah, blah, going to fucking, I don't know, Spain for a week, cycling. So avid cyclist, got the rollers at home, and he's on this thing called Zwift.
He takes it serious.
Oh, mate, yeah. He had a day's work, so he works on sort of lorries, grab lorries and around Essex. He went into London one day. He rang me up. He went, Aaron, I do not know how you do your fucking job. I went, what do you mean? He went, the cyclists in London, he went, utter c***s. He said, I don't know how you do it. But yeah, so cyclists. And then obviously you got the vigilante ones that have got cameras on their helmets now. I'm not gonna name them. I don't want to. They can Google their own names, and I'll tell you off of camera who they are. But it's they're going around places like Hyde Park. So you'll be at the top of Hyde Park sitting in traffic that ain't moved for a couple of minutes, not moving at all, and then you might have a little check of your phone. Shouldn't do it because it's illegal, and you've got your phone in your hand, but then you sort of might have read a text message and then put your phone down because the traffic's moving. This geezer's going along with a camera on his helmet looking in. Mate, he's sending it to the old bill, and people are losing their licences and their livelihoods, fines as well, and things like that. And yeah, but it all comes down to. But this particular individual picks his not victims, but he picks his people who he goes after very strategically. He won't go down to Thornton Heath or Streatham and do it because he probably won't get back to his house. But yeah, he's strategic in his ventures, I think. And then he's got now a bit of a backing from a very keen, avid cyclist that speaks on the news and stuff like that. Yeah, and he's very pro-cyclist and always sort of not looking for trouble with regards to motorists, but it's, I don't know, like you'll be waiting to turn left, but you're told that you've got to leave a certain gap between you and a fucking cyclist when you go past them, but then they can fucking squeeze up the inside of you within a gnat's cock. And you're waiting to turn left, you're indicating a good half hour before you want to turn, but you got fucking Sir Chris Hoy and Mark Cavendish flying up your inside. Oh, you fucking wait there. It's our right of way. Shut up, we are. Give a bit. Because when you want us to give a bit, we have to fucking slow down and we have to wait till you go through. Like give and take. There's no give and take with him. None whatsoever. And then like you get divs that are on the Boris bikes. They're all in the fucking road. There's a cycle fucking path over there. Why are you not over there? I don't need to be. Got no helmets on. Fucking fuck them.
Do you know what? That was beautiful because when I said let's talk about them bastards, I thought, well, I'm going to get grief in the comments section.
Yeah.
And then you went for gold, and I thought, well,
yeah,
they'll forget I even said that.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't want to touch it, and I thought we've been here half hour fucking talking about cyclists, but yeah, I will end on that. So many of them let them down. Like there are a good few out there. There's a few pods on Twitter that are sort of avid cyclists, and they're fucking good people. But they will also highlight the bad cyclists. But there's not enough. There's in my opinion, there's too many Herberts on bikes, and they don't need to be. Why can't we all just get along? All right.
Why can't you just stop fucking cycling?
Yeah, get in a cab.
We'll all get along just fine if you stop cycling.
Yeah, please, thank you. Give us our roads back. But then it's also that whole fucking, it's all that whole go green, save the planet, walking and cycling, healthier lifestyle. All right, cycling are getting healthy, but these fucking bicycles now are all electric. There's no pedal movement in it. They're fucking just swanning along at 30 mile an hour. Like, because it's all electric. So you're not getting healthy, are you, really? Because you're not putting the graft in.
You're just getting in the fucking way.
Yeah. Cutting across bonnet. Oh, fucking. I ain't going to work today. I can't do it.
That's funny. But I want to move on to like the final chapter of the conversation. I want to move into how you've ventured into comedy, because that takes that takes balls. But there's just two more things, London cabbie related.
Yep.
Just want to touch base on with you. I want to know, because you've been working Central London now for, let's just say, with the knowledge
10 years.
included, as a decade, you are qualified to discuss London and how it's changed. So I wanted to know, in your opinion, how you've seen London change, and also wanted to know what conspiracy theories you've heard in the back seat. So how has London changed, and who killed Jill Dando?
How has London changed? I don't know.
Well, the atmosphere of it, it seems a bit more tense.
I think it's quite.
Than I remember.
Yeah, I would say sort of like the crime, being in London, being a cab driver and seeing kids go along on electric scooters, balaclavaed up and machetes, nicking phones off of people's ear rolls as they go along the road, and watch crime and people having their windows smashed in a car. Give us your watch. And the lack of police presence, and I don't think that necessarily they're allowed or they're given the authority to do the right thing with regards to policing, and it makes people scared. Like you've had people in the back of the cab, they talk about, I won't go to this particular area because I've heard X, Y, and Z. You want to give your opinion, but then you don't want that lasting opinion be a negative one in the cab trade. Do you know what I mean? You still want to highlight that London is a great place to come to, and I think we're very fortunate of what we have on our doorstep. But then again, I'm fucking 100% glad that I don't have family like my kids growing up in London. I said to my missus, there's absolutely not a chance in hell that my kids are growing up in London, ever.
In between driving the cabs, you've slid into comedy, stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes
some bollocks.
It takes big bollocks. So what was the inspiration behind that? What did you one day, and who was your inspiration as well? Because you must have watched stand-up to think to yourself, I fancy that.
A friend of mine who's a stand-up comedian, Josh James, met him through Instagram, but we had mutual friends, and he contacted me. He said, you ever thought about doing stand-up? And I said, no, absolutely not. And he said, I think if you could nail stand-up the way you do your videos, he went, you'd smash it. You'd have a great time. So he done this charity thing for Justin Edinburgh, the Justin Edinburgh Foundation. Justin Edinburgh, former Tottenham player, done a charity night for him, and he hosted a comedy night in the Backyard Comedy Club in Bethnal Green. And he had other acts come on, so he would host the night and he would introduce other acts. At the time, I had like 90,000 followers on just one Instagram account. How do I try and get a bit of money out of it? Oh, and a pal of mine said, like, what about you doing like some hosting of your own stand-up? I was thinking, I'm a bit too nervous about it. I ain't good enough. I ain't got enough material, because you got to have material. And then I thought, fuck it, I'll take the plunge. So went back to Backyard Comedy Club, contacted the geezer that was in charge, the general manager that was there, Dan. And I said, look, I'm fresh out the boat here. I said, I've got no idea what the fuck I'm doing. And I said, like, ticket prices. I said, look, this is what I want to do. I want to host a night, get comedians come in. And I showed him like people that follow me, like people like Jack Whitehall, Sean Walsh and all things like that. So like proper high-end comedians followed me. Not that I was going to get them on my shows, but like sort of any comedians that are on the circuit. And through talking to Josh was like, yeah, look, these are a couple of people that you should probably use. So I put on a show and put tickets on sale. Within 3 days, I sold 300 tickets at the Backyard Comedy Club. Now, the Backyard Comedy Club is owned by Lee Hurst. Remember Lee Hurst, skinhead fella from They Think It's All Over?
He's great on Twitter, Lee.
Oh, yeah.
He goes for it.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck. And it's his club, and done a first show in 2021. Nervous as anything. The nerves I can only liken it to is doing an appearance on The Knowledge. So you don't know what questions you're going to get asked, and it's based. I went in there, I had a bit of material, but a lot of it was like just all crowd work. So talking to the people in the crowd, and you're half winning. At what I've learned now is that you're already halfway there to succeeding in the sense of entertaining the crowd, because people are paying you money to come and see you. So when you're on stage and they're like that and seeing you, they want you to do well. So, and what I've noticed is that all they want me to do is just take the piss out of them, talk to them and be like, where you from, mate? What you doing? Who you here with? take the piss out of your appearance, take the piss out of your job, take the piss out of your family, whoever. Everyone loves it. And even the comics I have women comics, I have fucking black comics come onto my show. They all say the same thing. We love your fucking shows because everyone that comes here just wants the piss taken out of them. You take the piss out of every single person in the crowd, in your material. Everyone buys into that. And that's, in my opinion, that's what comedy is. Whereas comedy, the mainstream stuff, is all about you got to say the right thing. You got to follow a fucking like a format of like be anti this and anti that, but be pro this and pro that.
Follow the PC roadmap.
Yeah, that's not me. Like people say to me, "Oh, you shouldn't say the word." What was that? It's part of like what this caricature is. It's like I'm a normal working class person. It's not a term. Yeah, it's a term of endearment. Like the way you use the word, it's not offensive. But then you get some people out there who say, as soon as you swear in an argument, you've lost. Fuck off, mate. It's just you're showing a bit of passion. You're showing a bit of fucking gusto, in my opinion. Yet again, and when I do my material, do my stand up stuff, I swear.
See, I love words, and I'm interested by words and their meaning, and how you can say the same word 7 times and it can mean 7 different things.
Yes,
I love words, swear words included.
Yeah.
I think some of them are absolutely. You put it in the right context, in the right sentence. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
You get the real feel of someone's fibre.
Yeah. Oh, so I think so. So yeah, so getting into the getting back to the doing the stand up, that went really well. And then like they approached me at the backyard and they said, "Oh, do you want to do some more shows next year?" So this is 2022. And I went, "Yeah, okay, cool." So I've done 3 more shows that year, all sold out. And then last year I done 4 more shows. So every quarter, they all sold out again. And then got the same with regards to this year. So one in February, I've got one coming up in May. Then I'll have August, December.
So now's a good time, where people can find you and what you've got
coming up
and coming. And also bear in mind that does mean that you will get to actually meet him in the flesh, not just see him on your phone.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It's a lot more intimate.
Yeah, more personal. So like the Backyard Comedy Club, I perform there like 4 times a year. The next show is on Sunday, May the 19th. Actually, last football Premier League game of the season. Again, the chicken firm that we won't say again because you can't have too many. They sponsor my comedy night, so they come down a few hours before, supply some food for people, like the people that are coming to the shows, to give them some free food to come into the night. I've got a website, www.crazygingercabbie.com, very straightforward, and on there you'll see sort of up and coming podcast episodes that I've got with some guests, upcoming shows, who's going to be on the shows, buy a little bit of merch if you want, Up the John's t-shirt and things like that. And I also do like Christmas lights tours in the cab, put like boozy tours as well, like little pub crawls, or if you just want to do like a little tour in London, airport pickups, normal cab stuff as well, because I'm not fucking big time and I still like to do me normal daily stuff. But yeah, that's basically the nooks and crannies of it.
Sound. And it's what's your Instagram tag?
Instagram tag is at Crazy Ginger Cabbie. I've got 2 actually. One, crazy_ginger_cabbie. When we very first got fucking Instagram, it was like, oh, make sure you put underscores in. And when I look at it now, I think, oh, what the fuck did I do that for? And then I got another one with Crazy Ginger Cabbie. The reason why I got 2 is because 2 years ago I went on a Christmas lights tour, and I reposted this comment that someone posted on my Instagram. Because it had the C word on it, I had like fucking 10 violations against my account. They closed my account. So everything that I worked hard for was closed down. You've been there.
I know that feeling, mate.
Yeah. And I had to create another account. So I've got 2 accounts. One's on like 149,000 followers. The other one's on 50,000 followers. Plus on Facebook, again, Crazy Ginger. Everything's Crazy Ginger Cabbie.
And you've got a YouTube channel.
And a YouTube channel, Crazy Ginger Cabbie.
You do your own podcast.
Yeah, do my own podcast and other little bits of material from fucking years ago that's already on there, little shorts, clips, and highlights from my comedy nights as well.
So on a final note, and just to give someone, and a lot of people that struggle with confidence, some inspiration and that little nudge, that little get up and go, how did you make sense of what you were just about to do, and what was your mind process when you decided I'm fucking doing it no matter what?
Yet again, as I said in the early parts of this conversation and midway through is that I tried to go to a relatively dark place with regards to my mum. My mum was my number one fan, my number one supporter, and I used that energy to say to myself, I'd rather say I wish I never than I wish I did. I don't want to regret things that I didn't take the opportunity to do. So if I went up there and fell flat on my face and it didn't work, I tried it. And then you just say, oh, I wish I never done that. Then you get on with it. I think you should. There's nothing wrong with stepping out your comfort zone. Don't be afraid. You'll have setbacks, and I'm probably having setbacks on some of my shows that I can look back on and be like, well, I need to be better, a little bit better there. You'll get people as well that will try and pull you back a little bit, but that's them being nervous for you and being a bit scared if you're trying to protect you. No, just fucking go and give it a crack. We got one life. And yet again, I'll end it with this, but with losing my mum, she was 56 years of age. Your life can go like that. And I've had friends in the last couple of years that one had a cardiac arrest, he died at Christmas at 40 years of age. Nothing wrong with him, just died. And all that underlying health issues, I'm not getting into all that, but like, you never know what could happen. I could drive down there, I could drive away from here going to get me suit fitting for my wedding that's coming up. I could die, have a heart attack in the cab. So try not to put barriers in the way of stopping you from what you want to do. That's my opinion. So just fucking, you never know what could happen. You could get something out of it. So I started this stand-up journey. Now I sell at the Backyard Comedy Club, and the geezer that owns the fucking comedy club, he comes and performs on my shows. Lee Hurst. I remember watching Lee Hurst when I was 12 years of age, laughing me fucking tits off on They Think It's All Over. So he was one of the first fun. To now have him on the phone and talk to for 2 hours for advice and things like that, if you'd have told me that when I was 15 years of age, I'd be like, no, absolutely not. Now look at me. You never know what could happen and get put into situations like this here, like you've been kind enough to reach out to me and try and find out a little bit more about me, and I really appreciate it. And if this interview and this chat can help one person or fucking the millions of people that are going to watch this episode, then like fucking happy days. And that's, yeah, don't let fear stop you from doing what you want to do.
No. And I'll end it on knowing how important your mum is to you. And again, I can relate. I think we're put on this earth to go round, if you're a good person, and touch as many hearts as you possibly can. And I can only go on what I know and what I've experienced. And you want to make your mum proud. You make no bones about that. And from the time I've spent with you and what I've felt from you and what I've seen, you're doing exactly that.
Cheers, mate.
You're making her proud, brother. And I want to thank you for coming on, sharing all that with me. It's been a pleasure, and I hope we stay in touch.
Definitely.
Thank you, brother.
Top man, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Be back, part 2.
Let's have a cuddle.
Yes.